Oh man, my last DOS video is doing great. People are saying good things, and who can blame them? My list was amazing. Perfectly curated, not a single game out of place. Honestly, they should put that video in a museum, or like etch it into a golden floppy disk and shoot it into space for the aliens, so they know. Oh, did I? Yeah, that one too. But like, I can't get every game on a top 10 list, so there's gotta be some that didn't make. No, that can't be right. I couldn't have missed all those amazing games in my list. I worked really hard on it. There were colored highlighters involved. No! Okay, look, maybe I missed a couple. Nobody's perfect, except me. Usually, I may have left out some classic games. Big ones, embarrassing ones. But that's where you came in. In the comments of my last video, a bunch of you lovely DOS gremlins pointed out the glaring omissions in my perfect list. Look, I did my best, alright? And you were right. But you were also sort of not right, because you were sort of wrong. My list was a top 10 list, and I did my best, damn it! But that doesn't mean that the games that would have been in your top 10 list aren't worth mentioning. Except this guy's game. Screw this guy and his game. So to clear my conscience, I went through all the comments on my last DOS video, over 1,000 of them, and I made a freaking list of all the games mentioned, and I tallied up how many times each one was mentioned, and now I have a list of the best games that you guys loved that weren't on my list. So these are your favorite DOS games, the games that you said should have made the cut, and we'll check them out to right my terrible wrongs. And don't worry, I've already apologized to my monitor. It's still mad, but it's letting me live, which is good. And real quick, I have a thing, a DOS thing. If you haven't seen this yet, I made my own customized version of DOSBox called Dweeb DOS. I made it for me, but I decided to share it, and then I made some videos about how to use it. And I also just talk a lot about DOS and DOS emulation. There's some links down there in the thingamajig below. So with that out of the way, let's get nerdy and dirty with some of the DOSiest games that ever graced a double-sided high-density floppy disk. Shall we? Starting with Quest for Glory. It got 23 mentions in the comments section, which, you know, it makes me feel pretty good because it means you guys actually watch the videos. Truthfully, this was on my longer list, but it didn't quite make the top 10. It's got that classic DOS nostalgia point-and-click charm and crunchy DOS-era pixel art perfection that makes the kid in me want to stay up past my bedtime playing it on the family computer. This isn't just an adventure game. It's one of the first games to mix RPG, puzzle solving, and adventure, and that made the game feel worlds apart from the standard "you are this guy" adventure games of the time. You could pick a class, fighter, thief, or wizard, and each path felt like a different thing, a different experience. And honestly, it still holds up today. The pixel art is nostalgic, the story is fun, and it makes you think. Don't go into this one if your noodle isn't fit for a good scratching. If you've never played it, now is the perfect time to experience this pioneer of the genre. You know when you were a kid and you take your X-Wing and TIE Fighter toys and set up epic space battles in your living room and pretend you were a badass space pilot guy? The TIE Fighter and X-Wing games felt like an interactive version of that, minus the stuffed animals acting as your wingmen. These games let you live out those childhood dreams with actual missions, like you were really flying spaceships in a galaxy far, far away. In X-Wing, you're a rebel fighting impossible odds, and in TIE Fighter, you flip the script to fight for the Empire. Get to be the bad guy in that one. That's always fun. But what makes them memorable isn't just that they're Star Wars games, it's the immersion. It's not just about flying around blasting stuff, it's about feeling like you're in the cockpit. And let's be real, pulling off a perfect maneuver and wiping out enemies while your friends cheer you on feels amazing. Probably. I never had friends, so I can't say for sure. I mean, yeah, the graphics are a little pixelated today, but the excitement and nostalgia are still timeless. Command & Conquer and Red Alert. Man, these games got so many mentions in the comment section. I mean, the original Command & Conquer is great, and it's the dawn of the franchise, but Red Alert refined it into something even juicier. I mean, the addition of the Allied versus Soviet storyline was pure gold. If you like 90s era FMVs, then this game has you covered. The over-the-top units are fun as heck. You can literally send in tanks with gigantic drills on them. I am pretty sure that's the pinnacle of tactical warfare there. The graphics are still good. They're still fun today, as long as you're into the pixely vibe. Which you are, I assume. If you're watching a DOS Games compilation video, you're probably into pixels. Those cutscenes though, they might not stand the test of time as much as the game itself, but who needs HD when you can send a fleet of attack dogs to tear up enemy units, right? Anyways, Red Alert still holds up today. The graphics, the gameplay, the everything. Except, of course, for when you accidentally click the nuke button and wipe out half your army. But hey, that's the price of power. Next up, we have Wing Commander. This got 27 mentions in the comments, and before I made this video, I forgot how freaking fun this one is to play. I first encountered Wing Commander when I was babysitting some kids back in the 90s. They had a home desktop computer with a color monitor and a joystick, which was more than I had in my home at the time. So when it was time for them to watch a movie or whatever, I got to play this. I fired up Wing Commander thinking I'd be casually flying around in space or whatever, but no, it was a full-on space combat simulation. I was hooked from that moment on, and honestly, it probably kickstarted my entire love for the space sim genre. I babysat those twerps a bunch of times, and I played Wing Commander every time. What makes this game stand out was that it wasn't just about shooting stuff. It's the story and the sense of real stakes. You're not just some random pilot. You're part of a military effort against an alien race, and the story made you want your side to win. The missions were tense, and the dialogue was dramatic, and the dogfights were equal parts exhilarating and nerve-wracking. Not much downtime here. You'll be dodging enemy fire and trying to keep your squad alive and praying that your clumsy fingers don't betray you in the heat of battle. It's pixelated like every game on this list. It's charmingly clunky by today's standards, but for me, Wing Commander set the bar for every space sim game that I've ever played. Tough shoes to fill. Wing Commander shoes. Are those a thing? You ever play a game and not realize it was literally inventing an entire genre while you were clicking around like a clueless little strategy goblin? That was me, little TechDweeb, playing Dune II. I didn't even know what a real-time strategy game was back then. I just thought, hey, cool, you can build a building and send tiny tanks to go blast other tanks. That's fun. This was before the juggernauts of the DOS RTS world, Command & Conquer and Warcraft 2. In these early days, Dune 2 was blazing the trail and laying down the blueprint for the RTS genre. You pick a house, there's 3 to choose from, harvest that sweet, sweet spice, it must flow, obviously, and wage war across the sands of the Dune planet, whatever it's called, with tiny little pixel dudes and wobbly tanks. It's like chess, if chess involved missile turrets and sandworms. That actually sounds kind of fun. And yeah, it's clunky by modern standards. No selecting multiple units, no hotkeys. The AI is about as sharp as a dull thing, like a dull spoon or whatever. But that just adds to the charm. It feels like strategy's awkward grandpa. If you've never played it, it's easily worth a visit. And also it's fun. That's a good reason to play a game. Now, technically this shouldn't be on the list because I counted the votes for SimCity and SimCity 2000 both together. And that they are both amazing, but I say go back to the roots of the series and play the original SimCity. That's the one that I played the most back in the day. That's the game that started it all, and it's a bit simpler, but it still has all the fun stuff in there. There's something so pure about the first SimCity. It's so humble, just a blank green grid and your wild ambitions. You plop down some roads and zone some buildings and throw in a power plant and boom, you're the mayor. Or possibly a small-time dictator with poor budgeting skills. Or maybe a masochistic maniac, depending on how you're feeling. It's a charming mix of chaos and control, and while watching your little town grow into a buzzing metropolis is still as satisfying today as it was in the 90s. The graphics are blocky and the disasters are hilariously destructive, and your citizens will riot if you forget to build enough fire stations, just like I do in real life. And it runs on a potato, just like every game that we're talking about today, really. You can run this via emulation on literally any device you have. Literally. Avast, me hearties! It's time to set sail for the salty seas of Sid Meier's pirates. This game got 32 mentions, which surprised me. Not because it's not a good game, it is, but I didn't know it was as popular as it is. And here's the thing, I did a full review of this game already. We played this as part of the Dusty Game Society, which is like a book club for retro games that I run for my Patreon supporters. However, we played the Sega Genesis version, which is a little bit different, but not much to be honest. It's got that clunky pixel charm, catchy sea shanty music, You trade, duel, plunder, flirt with the governor's daughters. It's like 6 different games smashed into one glorious nautical sandwich. And the best part is you get to decide what kind of pirate you are. Are you a heroic rogue, a merciless scoundrel, a guy who immediately sinks every ship he sees and then retires 5 minutes later? That's me, baby. It's one of those games where you sit down to play, quote unquote, for a minute, and then suddenly it's 3 hours later and you're wanted in 5 ports. The freedom, the replayability, and the sheer joy of watching tiny ships shoot tiny cannonballs at each other. It's still fantastic. I wish this game could have been at the top of this list because it just barely didn't make my personal list in the last video. I freaking love this game. It's Star Control 2. My buddy in high school got me into this, and I had never got so immersed in a game as I did with this one. It's bafflingly big, bafflingly approachable and easy to get into, and bafflingly baffling in how it manages to cram so much charm and depth and absurd alien nonsense into a single DOS game without your computer exploding from sheer awesomeness. You get to explore a massive galaxy and meet weird alien species that are all fun to talk to, mine planets, upgrade your ship, engage in space battles, and piece together a rich sci-fi narrative that somehow manages to be both dramatic and hilarious. The writing is honestly incredible, even today, and every alien race has a distinct personality that sticks with you. I mean, sure, the interface is kind of clunky and the combat can take a bit to get used to and it's a bit basic, and as approachable as it is, it doesn't hold your hand through the campaign. You gotta figure out a lot yourself. But honestly, if you commit to Star Control 2, it's magic. So just download this if you haven't tried it yet. You won't regret it, unless you're a Vux, in which case, yeah, we've got a problem here. Okay, I'm gonna come clean with you. Master of Orion 1 and 2 were the second most mentioned games. You guys obviously love these games, but before making this video, I had never played them. But I honestly regret that, because in Master of Orion, I found a massive new game that I can't wait to play more of. I finally understand why people talk about Master of Orion like it's the holy grail of 4X strategy games. Even just dabbling in it, you start to see how ridiculously deep it is. You pick a race and you start building up your little space empire, colonize some planets, research cool tech, and before you know it, you're up past your bedtime negotiating peace treaties with space blobs while eating cold pizza and questioning your life choices. Again. What struck me the most, in a good way, is that there's something weirdly satisfying about the pace of it. It's not flashy and it's not fast, but it feels important. Like every decision matters. Diplomacy, war, tech, economy, it's all layered together in this like elegant cosmic soap opera that just sucks you in. And the UI is shockingly intuitive for a game this old. It's like the game wants you to understand it, which I appreciate because I need all the help I can get. So yeah, color me converted. I missed the boat on this one back in the day, but I'm on board and ready to conquer the galaxy. Very slowly, one turn at a time. And our final game is another one that absolutely surprised me. I mean, I know everyone loves XCOM. I love XCOM. I played a bunch of this back in the day, and I knew it would be on the list, but I wasn't prepared for it to be the most mentioned game in the entire comment section. 46 mentions of this one game. I guess I underestimated this game. I guess I'm dumb. Actually, I know I'm dumb, but let's not dwell on that. But here's the thing about XCOM. It's not just a strategy game. It's a lesson in failure. You send your best soldier into battle thinking they're invincible only to watch them get sniped by some alien jerk. And then you're left thinking, well, yeah, that's on me. XCOM loves making you feel like a terrible commander. And honestly, that's kind of what makes it brilliant. The tactical battles are nerve-wracking but rewarding, especially when you pull off that perfect flank and take down a sectoid. And there's the strategic side of managing your resources and building up your base and making sure you don't let the aliens take over Earth while you're busy trying to upgrade your squad's weapons or whatever. It's this perfect mix of micro and macro management that keeps you engaged on multiple levels. If your heart can take it. If you can send your brave little soldiers into battle and lose them due to your own incompetence and still find the courage to push on in the hopes that maybe you can pull off a win, you will have truly earned the victory. And that's what makes XCOM legendary. It's brutal, but you can come out on top. And when you do, those victories really stick with you. And that's it. That's all the games that we have today to look at. Your top 10. I hope you had as much fun watching this as I did making it, I guess. Anyways, huge thanks to everyone who dropped suggestions in the comments of my last video. I seriously appreciated it, even if most of you were just scolding me for missing your favorite game. It's all good. I can take it. And I'm definitely looking for more games to dive into, if you've got any to suggest, especially hidden gems that I didn't know about, which, let's face it, there's probably a lot of them. Leave them in the comments. I want to discover some of those awesome DOS games that I somehow missed. So yeah, keep those suggestions coming, and maybe, just maybe, your game will make it into the next video, unless I forget, which is totally possible. And that brings us to the end. Click the thumbs up button if you like the video, subscribe and stuff. That's it from me. I'm TechDweeb. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.